The Omnic Weekly. Welcome everyone, it is Sunday, March 22nd, and this is episode 191 of the Omnic Weekly. I made it through it. This is my third attempt, I'm going to own up to it. I suck, but anyways.
Yay!
I'm Damesies, and this week I'm joined by, you could hear the boat in the background, Akila.
Hello.
And a friend from Down Under, Pog.
Hello.
Hey, it's a small, how did they say that, committee today, because poor Frozen is sick. Still struggling with her voice. That
It's
happens.
intimate.
It's intimate, yeah, exactly. The one episode
It's
we're here with
acoustic.
5 people, the next we're just the 3 of us.
It's
Just the
the
three of us.
acoustic version.
We could
Sorry?
all speak softly and be really
Yeah.
ASMR for the podcast.
Just watch out with candles because that will put your room on fire. But yeah, Frozen is sadly feeling a little under the weather. She's getting better. She's just kind of struggling with her voice. And of course, we do not have a guest this week, but the next episode, someone is coming. Someone is going to be joining us, but more about that later.
Ooh.
How you guys doing before we get started?
Good. It is sunny in the UK, which happens probably around 4 times a year. And that means that I will not be leaving the house because everyone else does. So the plan is video games.
All right. It makes sense to, like, I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, I'm not going out because I'm very sensitive to the sun. No, I hate people. Fuck people.
Nope.
I want to
Fuck
play games.
people, fuck the summer. When people go like, it's sunny, are you not going out? It's like, I'm Brazilian. I've had enough sun for about 3 lifetimes. I'm good.
I don't think that
God,
exists.
I think I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pog,
See,
help me out here.
I'm the same. Yeah, I grew up in Queensland, which is like sunny 300 days of the year or something. And I've had enough sunburns, and now I live in cold Melbourne, and it's beautiful, and I love it. No, thank you. Pass.
How cold does it get?
Oh, not.
In
I say
Melbourne.
cold. It's Australia cold, so
Yeah.
we might get down to like 12 degrees Celsius once in a
So
while.
it's still double digits.
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
there's occasions. There's occasion. It doesn't snow here.
Let me whip out my phone and I have 15 degrees Celsius right now, and I'm thinking, oh, it's a nice warm spring day. That's what I'm thinking.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the sun is out.
That is something that is very cultural. I remember that after moving to the UK, I would be like, oh, it's very nice. After a few years, obviously, it's very nice today. Like you said, it's about 14 degrees. This is lovely. And I would speak to my mum in Brazil, and she's like, oh my God, it's freezing. It's about 14 degrees. It's literally, I was like, it's literally the same temperature, but it's the comparison, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about this before, but I hear it a lot from people that have grown up in these warm circumstances that they prefer it to be a little cooler, and then people like myself that have been living in this shit-ass part of the world where it just rains and is gray every single day, that are like, yes, we can see the sky. It is blue. It is so beautiful. Praise the sun.
Listen, to be fair, I do like the sun. I don't like the heat. So like a cool a sunny winter's day, a nice sunny day that is cool, I really love. My problem is like, but it's 38 degrees. Why? Why are you doing this?
Let's talk again in a few years, because I noticed with a lot of my friends, like the group of friends, I'm also the one that takes the heat the best, but they were all like, dude, how do you do it? Like 40 degrees and you're still kind of going around like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? And the rest of us is just kind of, no, we're going to sit down and we're going to suffer. But as they get older, they're more like, I think we're starting to understand you, man, because I'm kind of done with this cold weather. Fuck this country. I'm moving.
My joints hurt.
Yeah, I guess in their
Also-
case, it might be something like that.
For the people listening, we are going to talk as much about the weather as possible, because when we have guests, we won't.
Yeah, exactly. The plan is to have an episode like at least once a month. So that leaves us with one episode where we can talk about the weather the whole time. And as long as you guys do not subscribe
That's
to
why
our
I
weather
tune in.
podcast,
Yeah.
the Omnic Weather, 0 subscribers.
The Omnic weather is so good.
There's nothing like hearing about weather in a place you're not at on a day that's not today. It's very good.
This is prime content. But
Yeah.
it's like when Karen was here, we were like, nope, no, not the weather. Moving on. And when we have our next guest, probably is also like, no, we don't care if it's sunny or not. Moving on. But today,
I love how Akila
in
is
our
saying like we are. Akila is the weather police when there's guests. Akila, when Karen was here, you were like, no, we're not talking about the weather. And anytime I started talking about the weather, you were nope. Right,
no, we're shutting this down.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not going to have Karen hear him every day. We're going to ask him about Emre and Emre's voice.
It could have been a special interest. He could have been really interested in.
Although, yeah, we did miss an opportunity to have him do the weather forecast in Emre's voice. That would have been.
I think
that would have been something.
I think we got all the requests out of him that we needed, and I think you're still enjoying a few of them.
Every time.
Yeah.
You have no idea. The first time ever in my life that I have a Stream Deck, my friend kindly lent me one, and I keyed 2 sound alerts. One of them is a bleep because I copied duty, and the other one you might guess.
Yeah, you might guess. I was going to say it's like what are they, like 12 buttons? Mine is stored away because I never use it. All 12 pictures have Emre on there, or each 12 of the buttons have Emre on there. Just that face staring at you, and you're just going, bam.
No.
Where are you going?
It's actually a lot more boring than that. It does have, I think it has 15 buttons, and the page just says 1. It's just a black button with a play button that says Emre, and then a black button with a play button that says bleep. And then the regular settings that says add more actions using pages, profiles, and folders. I'm going to post a picture of this for you guys to see because it's ridiculous. But
put an effort in. Come on.
By the way, guys, while we have your attention and we're talking about the weather, you need to check out Akila. Akila has been posting a lot of, me and Pog, you guys know we post a lot of content. You see our faces everywhere, but Akila has recently been posting a lot more of her shorts and her stories on YouTube and whatnot. So go have a look. She had that big 6K that she posted. Oh my God. I didn't expect it to be all the blue buttons. Add more actions using pages, profiles, and folders. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think my headset
but thank you for the shout out.
We're clipping it out. Poo, balls, shit.
No, I'm back. I might actually leave it in now. I might leave it in now because that just turned into content.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
But thank you for the shout out. That's really kind of you. But yeah, I've been inspired by both of you who do incredible content that I thoroughly enjoy. And I was like, I might put some stuff out there and see what happens. Let's see. And it is very different because it's me playing things very badly. So.
Yeah, but that doesn't really matter in a way. I mean, there's an audience that is looking for content that impresses them, but that is a very niche. I think people just want to be entertained. As long as you're entertained, you're good. And I don't think that is going to
People don't watch me for gameplay, let's be real.
Oh, yeah. Me neither. Me neither.
High skill gameplay in any way.
I think sometimes I get these backseaters and I just don't react to them most of the time. I just kind of completely ignore them. So they leave by themselves. But I think they leave very frustrated sometimes because of the stupid stuff I'm up to. Like, oh, why are you doing that? You need to do this. Like, sometimes I'll react and go, dude, what do you expect? I'm gold platinum. Just leave me. I'm never going to get better. I had one discussion with a viewer.
That's something that I never understand. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I had a discussion with a viewer and he was like, but don't you want to get better? I want to get better at a lot of stuff. Trust me. I work on a lot of stuff every single day, getting the quality of my videos better, my personality, everything. But Overwatch as a game, just getting better at playing it? No, I want to have fun. I'm playing this for fun, not I don't know. I don't have any. What am I going to do? Join the OWCS as the oldest player ever? No, hell no. Yeah, but I mean, not everything needs to be about getting better. Sometimes you just need to enjoy what you're playing because you're playing it. You need to have fun. That is an important part of life.
I think people forgot about having fun. isn't it? It's just like you need to monetize all your hobbies. You need to the things need to have a commercial value attached to them, and you need to try to be as good as possible at everything. And you're like, can I maybe just enjoy it?
Yeah.
Is that maybe a thing that I'm allowed?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, people kind of
feels,
put their expectations on you, what they expect for themselves. I don't know what people do, but
That's true.
But I do think, now I'm going to shame a few people because I do think backseating Overwatch is wild. The other day I also got someone, like, I have never been backseated as much as I am now because I've been playing Baldur's Gate on the side, and people are definitely, do this, talk to someone, do this, go there, and what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I can do this. And then the other day, immediately I started playing Overwatch, and people started going like, but why don't you put a turret there? And I'm like, Jesus, chill. If you want to do that, open Overwatch and play it yourself.
Was it Jesus again? Jesus is such a big backseater, man. He's constantly telling us what we need to be doing. I swear.
Yeah, he wrote a whole book about it.
He just pissed off a whole little belt in all of the United States. This little belt. They're going to be pissed at us, man. What the hell? It's fine.
Listen, Jesus is great at Overwatch.
Okay.
All the reses. Jesus is a mercy main because of the
Wait,
res.
could he be Hero 51?
Can we make that into a t-shirt? Jesus is great at Overwatch. Can we make that into a t-shirt? I want to have a t-shirt. Actually,
yes.
And
on the back it said like, Jesus is a mercy main. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, the joke is there. The rezzing is just what Jesus does, isn't it? They have a whole holiday about it.
Yeah, we get it, but I think we're more laughing nervously because we know this is going to get clipped and put in weird places.
Guys, just to make it very clear, I was brought up Catholic.
I was not.
That means I can talk about it. That means I had my first communion. So Jesus loves me already, so I can talk shit about it. There you go.
That was cleared up. I actually had my first communion too. But I wasn't really brought up Catholic.
It's a Brazilian thing. It wasn't an option.
Just so you don't go to hell, right?
No, it was for the grandparents because my dad's parents wanted it. That was basically why I did the whole thing. But my mom's family is all atheist as hell. Like, there's so many stories I can tell about that, about funerals where my whole mom's family would be on one side of the church just looking very angry and upset that they had to be there. And the other half looking at looking as if everybody was going to go to hell. But anyways, I'm having stickers made of the Omnic Weekly. I wanted to kind of squeeze it in because we were talking about t-shirts. I'm going to send you, as soon as they arrive, I'm going to send you guys a few to kind of, I don't know, put on your fridge or whatnot.
Yeah.
Let's get started with the topics that we were kind of thinking, because I don't know, I think we're already 15 to 20 minutes in and we've talked about the weather, we've insulted the whole religion, and what else are we thinking about?
Sorry.
Your stream deck.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about
You need to put a chapter marker in here. This is when it starts.
This is when the podcast actually starts.
Yeah.
Fast forward 30 minutes if you want to hear the content of the podcast. If you're interested in the weather, stick around. I wanted to talk about the mid-season update because we just had that very recently. We had the, what was it called again? The Conquest event that ended.
Conquest.
Yeah, and Overwatch 1. What did you guys vote for throughout the whole event? Were you guys like voting for Talon, voting for Overwatch, or just switching around on based on
Team Talon every week. Every week, really? Talon, always Talon. But then I finished that. So then I just collected everything. So, but my heart was with Talon. So I don't know how it actually works. I played with Team Talon and then I played with Team Overwatch and then I went back to Team Talon for the loot boxes. So that was my approach. How does that count on it? I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah,
that is a good question. I think I have to add, though, I think we are kind of the exceptions. I think there's like a very small percentage of the community that actually made it to one of them and then made it to the other and then went back or stuck around for one. I think that is very, that is us.
Play a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah, I think that is especially the reason. I have no idea how it all got tallied, and if you switched, if it was just your first choice that counted, or that if you did a second choice that would actually, pardon me, add points to the other team. That is kind of unclear. But that is one of the reasons that people are feeling like the most common comment I've seen on the outcome was that it was rigged. Like I made a video about it, and I'm thinking about 30% of the comments under that video were, yeah, this shit was rigged. No, they were never going to win. No, they had, because I asked, like, okay, in case you missed it, they did an update to Numbani. I know not everybody has seen it yet because Numbani, for some reason, doesn't get voted in a lot, which I find weird because I don't think it's a bad map per se. But anyways, they did some interesting changes in the sense that they put up banners, they put up fireworks. They added a big picture. I don't know if that picture of Effie and Orisa had been there before. I don't think so. Like it's in a really weird place in a really small alleyway up on a building. You can see a huge ass picture of Effie and Orisa. They put up banners in the airport, banners all over the place, and tributes to Akande. Not Akande. To what is the name again? Theodora. Oh damn! Basically the founder for Numbani. I forgot her name. That's bad. But she also was involved with Overwatch, and she is very important to that city. She kind of started the city of peace. So that I found that to be very nice. The fact that this is the first time ever that we get a limited time, event, and the outcome changes the map, even in minute ways. It's not like they put up new buildings or anything, but I kind of like that. I hope they do more of that. It kind of helps with the world building. One of the questions I asked was, what would they have done if Talon had won? Do you guys want to take a guess? What would you expect them to do when Talon wins something like that?
Yeah, I'm so cynical. I don't think it was ever on the plan.
Yeah, but I agree for several reasons. But I think that they probably would have done something very close to what has been done to Rialto.
Yeah.
Maybe just like double another map as something similar, like, you know what I mean, a couple of flags here and there, and maybe a couple of posters here and there. I think they would do that. I don't think they would do that to Numbani, because I think he would mess too much with the lore. They'd
probably do it on that same map on Rialto. Like just add some like evil celebrations
and some confetti.
What are evil celebrations? Just beheadings?
I don't know, fire.
Angry looking confetti.
Yeah, red confetti.
Yeah, they would just put the confetti and fireworks that were Numbani, and they would just stick that in Rialto.
Put some red dye in the river. I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. I just feel like the outcome was so determined. As soon as I saw the 2 Echo skin choices at the end, it was like, oh well, Overwatch has won. Well, I just saw that straight away.
Yeah. That's how I found out as well. It's like I was playing Overwatch. I didn't go to Numbani, but all of a sudden in my hero screen, there was a new yellow banner on Echo. And I was like, wait, I didn't open any loot box or anything. I clicked on it and it was the new Air skin. And I was like, oh, Overwatch won. Cool. Next match. It's just like, that's how I figured out before the announcement. But I was going to say that I actually also saw a lot of comments of people that thought, oh, this was rigged, or this is always meant to be Overwatch. And now I'm going to bring the storytelling a little bit, that I think I agree. And I think it's obvious because of the way the writing is. Because as long as Overwatch is the good guys and Talon are the bad guys, in general, most people do want the heroes to win. We do want success stories. We do want the good versus evil, and etc. And the way that the story has happened so far, that is how it's been said to us. It's not that you can see like, oh, on one hand, there is this really complicated institution that is trying to do good, but they are doing bad things. And on the other hand, there is a bad institution that is doing good, but there's been really clear, like, no, Overwatch are the good guys. They are the nice people that want to save, and Talons are the bad guys. So I always expected Overwatch to win, rigged or not, because I think the majority of people want the good guys to win. That is from Greek tragedies, you know.
Yeah, no,
But
I
I
get
think
it.
that this will only change if we add a level of complexity to both institutions that we kind of can go like, oh, but I see their point. I compared it badly, but it was the first comparison that came to my mind at the time with like Dexter from the series. That is like, he's a serial killer, he's a murderer, but he also kills serial killers. So, you create this gray area that you're like, I kind of root for him, but he's kind of bad. If they don't do that with Talon will never win, because we want uplifting stories of like, yay, the good guys won again, because that's what makes us feel good in the majority of cases. So that's my case for like, yeah, guys, Overwatch was always going to win, but that's how it's been written. That's the structure of the story. So this is me being the writing nerd.
It's like going to be like over the whole year, right? So we're going to have 5 seasons of story around this, whatever's happening with this fight. So it's like, it almost like, I don't know how predetermined. Well, I know it's written that way, but it's like maybe Talon will have their sort of, Avengers Thanos snap moment where like, oh no, they've won, and you need that sort of fight back from the depths to come back. But who knows how the story's going to go for the rest of the year? It's going to be interesting.
I have a theory, but I think one thing I want to add, I kind of completely understand what you're saying, Akila, but I feel like if this was predetermined, then it also needs to have enough of an impact on the lore in general. And I feel like this is just a blimp. Like, I had people asking in my chat, what do you think this means, the fact that Overwatch has won this event? How is that going to be reflected in the future? And the only answer I could give was not. I think this is just like a little speck in the whole spectrum of what is the tug of war that is going to be happening in the next, like Pog said, 5 seasons of Overwatch and Talon kind of recruiting factions. I think next season we're going to talk about that, maybe this episode, or we might have to push it to later. But the fact that they're going to be recruiting from the Deadlock gang, that they're going to be recruiting from the Hashimoto clan in the next season, and we're going to see that basically. I just finished a video that is going up later today where I talk about this as if you have 2 football teams. Like, remember when you were playing soccer with your friends and then you had 2 captains and they needed to pick like people for their team, and one after the other is just picking, I pick this guy, I pick this guy. You're just kind of forming the teams, because I think the end game for this year, in my opinion, what I'm thinking is that, yeah, they're kind of doing the good, bad cop thing now, and kind of a little tug of war. One gets a victory, another one gets a victory. But I think there's going to be a third party that is going to stand up at the end of this year, and it is just going to kind of overshadow everything that they've been doing. That little petty fight, the kind of ego that Vendetta has been kind of putting on everybody, and Overwatch trying to stop her from going all berserk and crazy to something that is way beyond them. Because in the end, Overwatch has always been the story of good and bad, but within a setting where technology, and then I'm specifically talking about the God programs and the Omnic crisis and whatnot, is always looming, always over their head. Like, Mecha is still fighting the Huixing forces in South Korea. Null Sector is dormant, but that doesn't mean that the Omnic threat is over. I think the God programs are still there. We have a good friend, Emre, that is still being controlled by what we think is Chernobog, which is a God program. I think that is all going to... I feel like there's like a little game of checkers going on as a preparation for a huge chess game that is going to follow when an extra player kind of joins the thing. So I don't know. I'm not super convinced that this was rigged per se. I think the impact on the whole global lore was not going to be impactful enough, no matter who won, either one. They made the skin. Okay, the recall of the skin is not that difficult. It had been a very different looking skin from the one that we got if it wasn't just red and blue, I would definitely have said, no, this is not rigged, guys. They're putting resources into that skin. They definitely had plans of hoping to show it off. I don't think this is a big enough a blimp to kind of go, all right, we're going to predetermine it. I think they were just kind of playing with us and see what pans out. We get one skin or the other, and that's it. We put up some banners on Rialto or banners on Umbani. That's it.
To be fair, just to make it clear, I don't think it was rigged. I think it was inevitable. You know what I mean?
Inevitable.
I think that Overwatch would, in the sense that like, I think that in terms of numbers, Overwatch would always win. I don't think that they they changed the numbers. That's what I'm trying to say. You see
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
But I think that because of the story so far,
They
in my
knew it,
mind,
yeah,
Overwatch
yeah.
was always going to win.
Okay, that
And
was
I
okay,
agree
sorry.
with you. Even if Talon won, but I agree with you that even if Talon won, I think they made the event in a way that none of the sides winning would impact their plans lore-wise.
No,
I agree
yeah.
100% with
Yeah.
that. Because also, I think that Overwatch would win because of that, because of like my belief in most people will want the heroes to win. That's it. I don't think they changed the numbers, but I think that was inevitable in a way. And although now I'm going to take a jab at the players, like although Overwatch is quite toxic, so we don't know. But I think no, but
That's
yeah,
not
but I
a, that's
also
not a
think,
stab at the players. That is just stating the facts as they are.
thank you. But I also think that if we are going to compare lore-wise, I think Overwatch is literally in its lowest point. That they said like Overwatch is losing lore-wise because we just lost Gibraltar. So that's where we are in the story. So I do agree that the event was just kind of a fun thing to play sides, and I thought it was inevitable that Overwatch would win because there's always a thing that like normally, and this is numbers, like normally people do the good playthrough first. And then in many games, you know what I mean? Like normally after you do the good playthrough, it's like, okay, now maybe I can be mean. But historically, people want to be like, no, I want to be the savior of the world, which is great because if you work 40 hours a week in an office job, you're just like, I want to feel special. Please, let me save someone.
Yeah, no.
But yeah.
I mean, there's a lot at play. I mean, there are definitely people. I would not have taken a bet beforehand when it comes to how is this community going to vote. But I think the one thing
that easy.
Yeah, you would. I think the one thing
It's
that
so
drove
simple.
them is the loot.
Yeah.
I think the loot is the one thing that I didn't know
That's
that
all it
beforehand.
is.
But that's what I'm saying. I could not know what was coming loot wise, so I was not going to take any bets.
But they did show it. They showed that at the start of like we saw all the cosmetics for each week before, like we saw them in advance.
Oh, did we? Okay, I thought we only
like,
saw them week per week. That was me then.
No, we saw them. We saw them in advance. So it's like I looked at them like, oh well, it's going to go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, because it's like that's the cool. There was very obviously like cooler cosmetics on the Talon or Overwatch side in each week, and I was like, well, the end.
I thought
I guess in that sense it is rigged.
That's how I think it's rigged because like that's how they did it. They put the cooler things.
They rigged it that way.
Yeah.
I thought it more than the cooler cosmetics as well. I thought it was a little bit of show of the hero's popularity in a sense that like I was very much a double agent from the start. I was like, I'm going to pick whoever, and then I'm going to go to the other side, and I want it all. I was the Han Solo I said I was before. Whoever pays more. But I think that like first I think Overwatch was winning the first week, and then when Domina came in, it was just like, no, fuck that, we want Domina. And then it's like Jetpack Week was also like, no, we want the cat. It felt like a lot of a popularity contest of like, who that guy? No, we want the cat, or we want Domino, or we want Emre, or we want Unrun. I felt it was a very much sided that way as well.
Yeah, but of the 5 new heroes, Mizuki is kind of a double agent. He's kind of in the middle. He's kind of switching sides right now. So that kind of helped out too. No, I totally agree. I think the cosmetics definitely had a huge impact on the choices that people made. And like I said, people like us that play the game so much, I think we were all double agents. What are you going to do? Get more loot boxes? We get plenty of loot boxes already. I mean, there's still people complaining about not getting enough loot boxes. And are you kidding me? Are you looking at this game the same way that are you playing the same game? Because I'm getting more loot boxes than ever. Oh, back in Overwatch 1, we got them for every level. Yeah, whatever. Like anytime you hit level 50 in Overwatch in one of those cycles, you got jack shit. And now I'm getting loot boxes. I'm like, I end the stream. I'm like, oh, I got 3 loot boxes. Oh, I got 4 loot boxes. Where did those come from? And I completed the battle pass, so I don't think we need to complain about that. But that is a whole different story. But I kind of like the whole thing that they did with Numbani. That was kind of fun. I hope they do more of that. I love the whole kind of integrating things into your maps and kind of making that environment change according to stuff that happens in the lore, but also in events. It makes the game feel alive, basically. That's what you want for a game like that. It's a live service game. It needs to feel like it can change any minute, basically. Any update can change so much. Yeah. I hope they keep this up.
I wish they do it more. Like, all the changes with the talent and what they've done with Nubani, like, do it. Like, they could just essentially make it so it's like a bit of a template. So, like, this poster here is like, you can swap out posters or swap out effects or something. So you can, we've got Overwatch Champions Series that's on at the moment. Maybe you could do something around that, or World Cup or 10th anniversary or things like that. Like, even if it's not just like in the game, but it's like in conversations and stuff. I don't know, anything just sort of like make you look twice when you're walking through this same map that you've walked through 5,000 times before to go, oh, what's this? I love that.
Yeah, I think that is the thing that will slow down Overwatch. No matter how much they try, if things start to stall, if things don't feel different enough week over week, month over month, but I think right now, I mean, we're just nearing April, but up till now they've been doing an amazing job on that, and I hope they keep it up.
So good.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about today, I don't know how to segue into this. Another Overwatch game I wanted to talk about today. Hey, there we go. Is Overwatch Rush. Have you guys had the chance to play Overwatch Rush? The mobile game?
It's only in Philippines. No. It's only in Philippines, isn't it? Is there some other crazy way to play?
It's called VPN. I've given it a try. I've given it a try this weekend, actually, because I've been making content about it, but I always feel like I don't like making content about things I cannot try myself. Where I feel like, okay, I'm talking about these skins, but I'm just using screenshots that Scorpio, the good soul, sent to me because he was playing it already for a few weeks. But I went, man, let me just, you know what? I'm going to install the VPN on I got a new Android phone recently, and I was like, all right, let me just install it on this phone and install the VPN on the phone and install the game. And I've been playing it for the last few days. It is interesting. There's so much stuff that feels very familiar. Like all the sounds that they use, of course, the characters are in there, the maps, you recognize them immediately. There's so much that feels like home, yet it feels so different in the way that you play it, of course, because everything is so slow. It's from that bird-eyes perspective. The abilities are similar, but they're not really as useful in those cases, or they're more useful in other cases. It is a very weird experience, but I have to say I've found myself kind of, going with that. Let me just give it one more game. I'm going to play another game. Wait, I'm almost hitting gold.
Just one more time.
Yeah, let me do this one, and then I'll probably hit gold, and then I'm going to stop. So I think they get the typical mobile thing just right. The games are very short, and that made me think. I mean, if you haven't played it yourself, there's not much we can discuss about it. But the one thing it kind of took away from me is there's a possible future for this to kind of do its own thing, and it's going to have its own audience, and it's going to evolve. And people like myself might pick it up when they're on a plane or is on vacation to just kind of, because we know what it is. But it also made me reflect on how Overwatch has become increasingly more difficult for new people to get into because of perks, because of what they did with Stadium, because of the abundance of heroes that we have right now. You can tell that Overwatch has been looking into ways of kind of, how do we deal with these new players? If they would take a look at the Rush in the sense that they do a system where you unlock heroes as you play, I think that is an Overwatch. I think Overwatch has something similar. I haven't started a new account in about 8 years or something, so I have no clue. But the fact that the games are so short, the fact that you have games that only last like 2 minutes teaches you the game so fast, because there's like this whole cycle of learning how the game actually works and what the mechanics are, how the loop works, what the heroes actually do is shortened so much by just having 2-minute games that you learn incredibly fast. You kind of on top of everything. Do you guys think that will work in the normal Overwatch to just have one round of control, one round of like a payload race, for instance, that they take these short versions out of Stadium and add them as, I don't know, rush matches? They're not going to use that name, but clearly.
I do think that like the new player experience is probably due for an update. Like any game that has 50 heroes is pretty damn intimidating for someone that's like entering it for the first time, or it's been, you know, there's been 20 heroes added or something like that. Like it's very intimidating. Like I get intimidated with games like League of Legends, and I don't even know how many of those games. There's like 100 and something I don't even know. Like when I look at that, I go, I don't want to play that. That's no, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are. Everything's different. It's just like such this wall of knowledge. And it's, I think because, you know, the new play experience in Overwatch is still, you know, Tracer taking you around the practice range or whatever it is, the training range.
Yeah.
And then you can shoot some guns with Soldier 76. And that's kind of it. They tell you to stand on the point and the timer goes up, and that's kind of all that really happens. Having like this, having a
and then you go in a match and there are 15 ults happening at the same time, and you're like, what? You didn't mention that.
Yeah.
Who is this woman with this beam?
What was that in the tutorial? Help! By the way, there's 172.
That's also like you want to play with friends. Yeah.
Sorry, there's 72 playable champions in League of Legends. I just Googled it. What the hell, man?
72?
172.
I thought it was, I was going to say, I thought it was close to 200. Yeah, it feels really overwhelming.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say that my first thought was actually, I super agree that the new player experience should be updated. But when I think about Rush and what it can do for Overwatch, is I don't know, I can't immediately think of shorter matches in Overwatch being something that would be how they would make that work in an enjoyable way. Because I think already like that, but maybe I'm just conditioned to think that is quick play. But the thing that crossed my mind was Overwatch does have an incredible universe and lore, which is something we've been talking about so much, but that didn't start now. And Overwatch has a universe that Blizzard can exploit so much. And I think that by creating things like Rush and other things might create interest in Overwatch for these players that might feel overwhelmed. So I'm thinking more about the other way around. You mentioned about how familiar it sounds and etc. But I think that for the players that maybe start in Rush, there is something about falling in love with a franchise that makes you want to go and experience other things as well. So what I'm thinking is if someone goes into Rush and just in the plane for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this German guy with his shield is super cool. You're saying that I can actually play him on first person. And I think that there might be something there about like bringing people into the world and into the franchise through Rush that might be enough to overcome that first challenge of, but it is a new game with 50 heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they are so different. Like one of the reasons why I didn't think about experiencing Rush, and I'm very likely not to unless it is to understand for content and to talk about it, is that I'm a person who has a very strict rule about no games on my mobile because I get super addicted.
Oh, really?
So I remember 10, 15 years ago when I had one of these freaking stupid farming simulators that the cow milk was ready in 10 minutes and the hay was ready in 15 minutes. And I remember clearly the memory of I was driving and I was at a red light. And my first thought was, I'm just going to collect some milk because then by the time that I get to work, there will be a new batch. And I was like, nope, this is wrong. I immediately deleted the game.
Yeah, no, that is not good. That is not good.
And I remember, again, 15 years ago when Candy Crush was new, I caught myself not being social in sociable interactions because I was like, no, I'm just playing this thing and exploding some candy. So I have a very much no games on my mobile because I can't trust myself. So it's not the game for me. However, I can see someone that's like, I just need a game that I can play for a couple of minutes and hopefully enjoying the universe enough to like, let me check out Overwatch. And it makes me a little bit hopeful because I love the game, the Overwatch core game so much that maybe they can start doing other things that will bring people to Overwatch as well.
Yeah.
I think like you're going to have what you were saying is getting people interested in the Overwatch world, but it's like we're now like Overwatch is 10 years old, so like it could be literally kids watching mum and dad play Overwatch, but you know, mobile gaming is sort of the gateway to PC and console gaming in the first place because kids have got iPads and that's their sort of their hardware that they've all got. So that's literally the gateway. It's like, hey, you like Overwatch? Here's this one that you can play, which is a bit more mechanically simple, a bit slow, all that sort of stuff for like the kids as well. So it's a good gateway to get them to fall in love with the world and then like upgrade when they get their console or get their PC to then, you know, get the fully fledged first person experience. I think it's a good strategy that way too, right?
We're talking about it like it's gateway drugs. Yeah, it's the gateway. It's the small thing you get for free.
Rush is the weed. Rush is the weed of Overwatch.
It's a gateway drug.
Don't do it.
Just for clarity's sake, I do want to add. I completely get what you mean with those those gacha type of games. They're basically the ones that kind of have you doing the same cycles over and over again. And that Rush is definitely different from that. But it does hold a certain persuasion to let you try again and let you play again. And it definitely has those mechanics, if you're kind of sensitive to those, that will... I'm not going to say you're going to be playing at the red light at a crossroads or anything, but you might be inclined to say one more game.
That was just an example of how I can't not be trusted with any game on my mobile. From Gacha to Candy Crush, I don't trust myself with like...
But I'm very curious if you guys ever play it. I'm kind of curious because I really feel like those two, my big takeaways of that Rush is I kind of like the fact that the matches are so short because it kind of... I'm not going to say that is something I would play hours on end, but it is definitely an alternative to what we have for quick play because Blizzard is always looking for something less sweaty than quick play. Good luck with that. But I would think everything.
Sorry,
is
I laughed
sweaty.
at the good luck with that because I had such a bad time in Mystery Heroes recently. That was like, oh god, it's so sweaty. I hate it.
You've got the stadium maps, like the stadium individual maps are designed to be really quick experiences. Like they exist, but then it's in the stadium world with all of the bits and bobs and add-ons. But like having a hybrid of that could be a in between sort of. It
was something I was already thinking about before I tried Rush, that I was thinking like if they want to do something like where they're looking, because they've always commented about this, they're always looking for something light, very quick, something that doesn't necessarily require you to kind of have that experience. You know, the thing that could bridge new players into the game in a faster pace. And when I played Rush, I didn't even think about that at the first moment, but afterwards I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking about with lifting the sub rounds from Stadium, dropping them into just really short matches. Like you just queue up, bam, 90 seconds later, you're out of the match. You completed, you lost, you won. It doesn't feel as impactful. It doesn't feel as bad. The stakes are not as high because 90 seconds later, you're in your next match. And there's a certain progression going on above all of that. But the fact that everything is going so fast, anytime you lose a match, you don't feel that bad because the next one, like 3 minutes later, you might have had 2 wins in a row. So it kind of gets you off that slower pace ladder that you especially have in comp where you invest 20 minutes into a game to just lose and feel like, fuck, I'm back to
comp stadium. That is 7 rounds.
Yeah, that's 40 minutes of your life.
I actually stopped playing Stadium because of that. Like I stopped playing Stadium right around the time that they opened Stadium Quick Play, and I was enjoying Stadium very much. So I'm not talking about the Quick Play version of Stadium. I was enjoying Stadium very much, but the prospect of one match lasting 40 minutes was like, even though I'm probably going to play Overwatch for more than 20 minutes, I don't want to commit to one match for that long. So that did drive me away from Stadium. And then when Stadium Quick Play came out, I was a bit tempted of coming back because the stadium was so much fun, but then I never made it back. You know, when you're like, oh yeah, I'll get to it and I'll get to it. And then 3 seasons later, you're just back into the core game. That's what happened to me, at least. And I keep in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, they got this hero in stadium now. I'm curious to see what they've done with it. Yeah, I'll get to it. And I haven't got to it since.
Yeah, it feels familiar.
But it is because it feels because of how daunting my memory of the length of the match in stadium was.
Yeah.
So I totally get where you're coming from, like having something that's a lot shorter lived and it's just, it feels like really exciting and for new players, but also for us sometimes that we're just like, you know what, I just want a quick little match that I get to do some pew-pews.
If Hilda's getting ready, you know, doing the whole thing, and I'm already sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes waiting, I'm just like, I'm just going to. I can't
play
say
Rush.
I'm not going to say I'm jumping into Overwatch because that takes 20 minutes, and I know just in the middle of the match is going to be, I'm ready, let's go. Like, oh, fuck, come on. Then I'm the asshole that is too late. But if you just have matches that last 1 to 2 minutes, you can just squeeze some in left and right. It kind of lowers the stakes. It gives you that snackable version of Overwatch that might help to get especially new people to learn the game really fast.
I've got a great idea. You get to play Rush when you're in the queues for the main game. When you're in between competitive queues, just queue up a game of Rush.
Okay.
Overwatch all the time.
Advertising. The mini game
Overwatch.
within the game.
Oh, yeah. You know what we used to do in World of Warcraft? So back in the old days, before they had the new flying, you had these, you would use your flight paths a lot. So if you want to get from one side of the world to the other side, you just had to hop on a taxi mount and it would just fly automatically. And when I was doing that back in the day, we had this little mini game that would pop up. I had an add-on that would pop up a little, what was it called? Peggle or something with a little ball that would fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would be playing that. We would be playing silly little mini games. There was a plugin that you could install to play mini games while you were flying over the world. So anytime I see that game now, I just hear the flapping of the wings in the background, like in my head when I see something like that. Woof, 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 and the music when you're flying over Orgrimmar and whatnot. That was the thing. Yeah, no, that would definitely. I mean, just having something very rushy as a game mode that you can pick instead of doing a custom game or doing, maybe you just need to make it into a custom game, like Rush matches as a custom game mode. If Cactus Puppy is listening to
but
this,
they're different teams, right?
Well, you could just kind of
teams, right?
Yeah. The Rush team is a completely different. It's actually, I think, a European team.
Yeah.
That is mainly based in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Because they are always on at the same time that I'm on. You can tell the way they communicate. Usually, the Blizzard in Anaheim, they tend to communicate when I'm thinking of going to bed, and Pog is sound asleep.
I'm fully asleep.
Yeah. There's nothing more frustrating than waking up and seeing that it's 3 a.m. they'd share the big update. And you're like,
oh no.
Every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah, exactly.
I go to bed. I'm so pleased to wake up to all the news being covered.
I'm the weakest link here. I'm like, something happened. Let me check Pog and D's channel.
Oh, yeah.
So I will get it from you. It's like, if you haven't said it, I don't know it happened.
I think there's literally people out there that if it wasn't on the Omnic post, it didn't happen. They don't know anything because they don't watch the official channels anymore. Yeah. Well,
yep.
I'll do my best. I'll keep them informed. It's okay. But yeah, I think there's some potential there. Let's see how that kind of evolves. I think the mobile game by itself, definitely, they kind of, I'm not a big fan of mobile games myself in the sense that, I'm a big man with big hands, having a small device in my hand, just kind of with virtual controls or whatnot. It doesn't feel like the experience I grew up with. It's just me being old, being clumsy. But I think for a whole generation, this is going to be an interesting experience. I think they kind of nailed the casual level, the arcadey feel that you need to get on mobile. There's, of course, a lot of rewards coming at the wazoo. Like anytime you win a match and you close it down, there's all these pop-ups going, oh, you got the loot box, you got this, you got that, you got you're like, all right, chill. So they can't do it right.
Let
We'll
me
see.
just get to the game.
Yeah. Well, they don't do that. Like if you're in between games, if you want to keep playing, they don't disturb you. But once you kind of like, all right, I'm done, and you go out of it's basically the requeue loop. Damn, the longer you wait to go out of the requeue loop, the more of these screens that are going to throw at your face. And I mean, it's all rewards that you earn, and then you see red dots on all over the screen, like mid numbers. You have 2 of these and 1 notification a year, and yeah, it already makes me go. Mobile is not my thing.
All the must capture all segments of attention.
Yeah.
ADHD.
It's
Look here, look at that.
It is definitely targeted at that audience, but that is their target audience. Let's be honest. It's not me. I'm not their target audience. I think it looks pretty good. Just before we leave, I want to maybe hear your theories on, because we're well into the second half now of the season. By this point, I think let me do a quick math here, but I think we're 3 weeks away, a little over 3 weeks away for season 2 to drop in. So I think in the next few weeks, maybe even days, we're going to get the first glimpse at who that next hero is going to be. What are your current theories?
You go first, Bog.
I don't know. I'm just going off what I've seen, and I think it's a woman DPS that's got a drone, and that's
that's
cool.
not a theory, that's a fact.
Yeah.
I think that's the information. I tend to not extrapolate too much about these sort of things. I go,
we're so completely the opposite on that. They just need to jump the smallest thing, and I'm going to extrapolate it in 12 chapters of a whole story that is going to take 40 years to be developed. Yeah, just one fart and I'm off.
I think with Anran and Emre and even Jetpack Cat, they were sort of like known entities. Like, they might happen soon. At this point, I just feel like bamboozled with the last 5. We just got hit with 5, and I go, I don't know who's next. There's a mecha guy coming at some point, and I don't even know anymore.
We are so completely the opposite on this. That is so funny. Two people that make very similar content in a way. Well, similar. I think we have our specialties very much, but the kind of the same target audience. Very different.
Same sounds.
And Akila,
I think that like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, I guess I'm in the middle between you guys because I like to extrapolate, but I don't search the information. So once D says this is what they released, then I was like, oh, okay, what do I think about this? So basically, I'm in the middle. What I think from the theories that I have seen, so let's start with Frankie. I agree with you, D, based on the content that I've seen that you've released, that I feel that the Frankie that we've been presented feels so distant from that silhouette that I can't be fully convinced. And there's a part of me also that thinks that Frankie would be obviously in connection with Ash, and I think that it would not be very exciting or interesting to have another skill shot hero so connected to Ash. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So, because we know that because Alec confirmed that, right?
Yeah.
She DPS skill shot. And so first I thought like, if we get a deadlock hero, I was hoping that would be something that be different from Ash and Cassidy in a way, even though he's not there anymore, but he was.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way that like I expect that we would have a selection of people that would have different skills. Frankie being an engineer, I would expect her to be not in terms of skill set, but in a vibe, more Torb vibe or something like that, which goes along with the droid, but we know it's skill shot. So anyway, I don't think it's Frankie. I think because of the silhouette and because I don't think it would be interesting enough to have Ash and another skill shot in the same gang. Now, I would love for it to be Ify because I think it fits the vibe so much of like she basically makes robots and etc. But like you said, Ify is 12, so putting a rifle in a kid's gun in the kid's hands might not be the message that
Blizzard wants to
Blizzard
send
wants to
Yeah,
send.
yeah.
Especially like, no bunny, let's make child soldiers. And it's like, no.
No.
let's
Oh,
not.
yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. No.
There
Let's
are
not
younger
do that.
heroes. There's how old's Hammond? How old's Fika?
Yeah, okay,
How
but
old's-
those are not the human heroes. You need to calculate in the cat years, and I don't know. Is that a thing?
Orisa is 2 years old, though, isn't she?
2.
Isn't Orisa 2?
Orisa, yeah, but she's an
So we're
Omnic.
saying humans are dumb. I get it.
I think even Zenyatta is only 20 years old, so let's not dip into that. I mean, Zenyatta is one of the oldest Omnics that we know, the wisest Omnics, but he's just a young
He's
buck.
20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's iffy for that reason. I think the vibe checks, in my opinion. The vibe really checks,
I
but
agree.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
And the last thing was, so I don't actually have a good theory. I don't know what to say in terms of who I think it is, because I actually don't know the options. I'm a person who actually didn't get into Overwatch early lore as much as I should have. I actually started to get interested in the lore comparatively late. But I do I'm in two minds about one thing. I'm thinking that if they want to shake things up, everyone's expecting the Hashimoto hero to be in the following season because of the Tokyo map.
Mhm.
And there's a part of me that's thinking like, what if they release her now? And the map later.
Oh,
You see
that
what I
way.
mean?
Yeah.
There is, yes, I think there is a part of me, mostly because of Mizuki's drop
Yeah.
that you already pointed out, of when he goes like, if the curse doesn't get me, she will. And the only theory that I have that might be slightly different is that there's a part of me that's thinking they might release the Hashimoto hero next, and then someone else with the Tokyo map. And that's a way to make it, because everyone is expecting the Hashimoto hero to be released with the map because it's obvious. And there might just be their fuck you to like did the way to do something unexpected. Because I think they're also like trying to do unexpected things, but they have given so much information. And anyway, I don't know. I don't think I'm right, but that is where I got to.
It would be
But
cool. It
if
would be
it's
cool.
not, I don't know.
The thing is,
Yeah.
like the season 3 hero, the silhouette that they showed has the Hashimoto mask with the horns. So the what is it called again?
True.
Those masks, the Japanese spirits,
yeah,
not the yokai, the
Oni? Is it Oni mask?
Oni, yeah, the
No,
Oni
what
mask,
are they
yeah,
called?
exactly. So she is wearing an
Yeah.
Oni mask, which is almost a dead giveaway that she's high up at the
That she's a
clan.
Hashimoto, yeah.
They wear those masks. The one theory I have, and I agree, yeah, of course, like Effie, like everything that you just described. The one thing that I think it might be is there was this when they dropped the mind map for Stadium, there was mentioning of a new leader for the Grand Mesa base, which used to be an Overwatch base, is now a Helix security base. There was a new leader that was going to be there. There was a lot of focus on talking about this person. And in the first instance, we all thought it was going to be Emre because he was former Overwatch operative, but that does not seem to be the case. Emre is apparently spying on that base through the Deadlock gang. That this might be that new officer for so that it's a Helix security character. And that would kind of be cool because up till now, the only Helix security that we know is Farah. That's it. That's the only
Yeah.
we have.
Yeah. When I saw that you mentioned that, I thought it would be really exciting to see more of the Farah gang.
Action.
Let's say I'm gonna call it the Farah gang, because Farah is a character that she is so she's so proud of who she is, and she's so proud of the rockets, and she's so proud of the thing that I think it would also be cool to see someone contrast with that personality a bit with the same job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is someone that would be more like chill, and it's like, no, because I think it's my impression that Farah has no chill.
No, she has not. No. She has a mother to
She
thank
has
for
no
that, though,
chill.
but yeah.
And to think that she is part of a line, and I don't mean in terms of Anna and ancestry, but like she's part of a group of people who perform a job, and we have only seen Farah, who's so characteristic, and have someone else with a different personality would give so much color and life to this group of people that we don't know as well. That I think
Exactly.
that would be a great
Having
fun.
this like having that
Mhm.
character from like Helix, I'm just looking at her silhouette and she's got the drone, right? Like if she's a security officer, like maybe her drone's some kind of like camera ability or something.
Huh?
Or I
That would be
wonder,
very
like we don't
different.
have any abilities like that in Overwatch.
No,
There's
exactly.
no like alternate camera also separated.
That would be
thing.
interesting. I
If
hadn't
there's
even
a
thought
skill
about
shot
that.
involved, that'd be really interesting. Yeah, I was like, what does the drone do? But if it makes that law, like it could be a camera. That'd be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
Recon.
hadn't even
It could
thought about
be
that.
a
I was always
Is
thinking that.
recon, is recon important? But is recon an important? I guess it is a little bit in Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. If you look at Anubis, where Anubis is stationed right now, on the throne of Anubis, the whole area is secured by Helix. So a big part of that is surveying. Just all these screens, all these consoles that they have there, all these cameras to just keep Anubis in check. So I think there's definitely an option that it is like. I mean, that would be an interesting new twist on Overwatch, or a new ability to have that you can send out these drones to kind of spy on people and to see, okay, they're
See
coming
where
from this
people
way.
are hiding.
Yeah.
now I'm remembering some other theories that I've heard. Sorry, I need to warm up my brain sometimes. The so back in the day, Sombra was supposed to get a rework, right? And that got cancelled, or they didn't think it fit the hero fantasy, right? This could very much just be Sombra's rework in a new hero. Like it could be Deadlock Security, it's a hacker, it's cameras, it could be some kind of other thing, an information recon gathering sort of hero that, I don't know, it could fit that aesthetic. And it's like, because I feel like Overwatch never, if something fails, it finds another life somewhere else. So it could be this reworked Sombra
Look at Sigma
hero as a new person. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would make sense also, in my mind at least, for this ability to be connected to a skill shot hero. So if you think about a Widow situation, but instead of wall hacks, you send a drone and you see people where they are. You know what I mean?
And you can take a
It's
shot
like
with the
a
drone.
different version of. That's broken, but yeah.
I
That's
mean,
like, wait,
not-
what? I'm hiding behind the pillar and
I'm not going to say that you can release a whole kind of array
Murder
of
them.
shots, but one shot, like maybe a sleep dart, something. I don't know.
yeah.
Tracker.
Definitely both of those things are much more interesting than I first thought was like, oh, she's connected to Farah, so that's a missile with wings. That was my first thought. I was like, no, that's a homing missile. So it's basically Juno's pulse, but in missile shape. That both of these things that you guys said are much more interesting than that.
Would that qualify her as a support if she was able to kind of spy on people? Because we're going to get 2 DPS. I think we got for those 5 years that are still coming, that we're going to get the same kind of ratio that we had up till now. So that is going to be 2 supports, 2 DPS, 1 tank. I think Demon is going to be the tank. I think she's going to be a support, and then I'm trying to think about you had the sniper guy and the robot guy. The robot guy, the detective guy, the Omnic detective might be a support. And then the Hashimoto hero, most likely DPS, and then the sniper hero, most likely DPS. So I think the chances of the next hero being support are quite big, in my opinion.
Oh, I think, haven't they confirmed
Didn't
it's
he
DPS?
confirm it's a DPS?
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed DPS.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
on
of
your
course.
interview.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On your interview, he said that she's a DPS skill shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on. That was your news. That was your breaking news.
That was your
exactly.
news, D.
Guys, it's Sunday. Cut me some slack.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking,
Yeah,
like,
I think the detective guy, in my opinion, has the biggest chance of being a support. I think because the Hashimoto person who is chasing Mizuki being a support makes no sense.
no,
in my
I
head.
think that is going to be a DPS, almost certainly. And Demon is going to be a tank. That is also a given. So that means that that the sniper is also going to be support.
Although I like the crazy ideas. If they had that huge ass robot be a support, I would find that hilarious and love that.
Demon, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be funny.
Exactly,
Support hero
just
with
like
600
exactly
HP.
because I'm my brain works like that. Everyone goes like, obviously, this is a huge robot. They're going to be a tank, and me, I would be like, let's make them a support just to be fun. You know? And
Just
then
to
it's
piss
this
everybody
very
off.
slow moving support.
They had to shrink Lifeweaver because his hitbox was too big as a support.
and we already have
make it
Anna.
on
We already
bigger.
have a slow support, much to the frustration of her.
But
mother.
Anna's not that big, though.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I think I'm wrong. This is just me being funny. I do think, obviously, this is the tank. Unfortunately for the obviously, but yeah, we know that she's a DPS.
Yeah, we come up with all these series. It's just probably just going to be Frankie from Deadlock.
Yeah,
That's
and then it
what's
comes
gonna
out, and
happen.
we're like,
And then we're going to
Or
have
basically,
comments.
they will do the thing. They'll do the murder mystery thing that we all hate, which is like they spend all this time dropping clues of who done it, and then in the end, they reveal someone that they never mentioned before.
Yeah, completely
And you're like,
different,
"What?"
completely new fact.
You
One of
never
the
heard about this
junkers,
guy.
yeah,
He did it, and you're like, well, but how am I supposed to guess then?
yeah.
I hate the whodunit movies that they do that. That they go like, it could be the butler, it could be the wife, it could be the child, and then in the end, it's like, it's
The
the gardener
gardener.
that came here once, and you never heard about him, and you're like, well, the fuck you then.
Thank you for this puzzle. Yeah, it was impossible.
Yeah, that it was
So-
impossible to solve.
Yeah.
So I also am half expecting of like they release a hero, and it's just like, so we never mentioned this faction before. You're like, no.
It is highly possible that they're going to do that, or that it's going to be someone from a faction that we know, but that has nothing to do, because that is, of course, the huge anchor that we're all kind of looking for, is that little image on top that they show Grand Mesa, they show the whole. So that's why we all kind of going, oh, it might be Frankie. Otherwise, we would never think about Frankie. If that image was there, nobody would have typed Frankie into this. Nobody. It's just that image that
Also,
is the only clue.
in terms of theory, sorry, because it just crossed my mind. In terms of theories, since it's not the Hashimoto hero, and I know that we don't know, but that's why it's like, what do we think? Are we thinking anything in terms of nationality, or at least part of the world? Like if it's connected to Farah, maybe that North African, Middle Eastern, maybe. What do you guys? Or
I don't know if Helix
we
is
have guesses
necessarily
in
North
terms of
African.
that?
If it's Helix, I don't know what origin Helix is. Actually, if it's North African, or I mean, Farah is
Maybe
Egyptian,
it's
but-
not, because I'm just saying, because Farah is it going to be someone like that or something?
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking? A country that we haven't seen before? Do we have? I know that we don't have answers, but do we have theories?
Well, like
Go
Helix
ahead.
is based in Egypt.
I'm going to
But-
Google it to
But
see.
we have
what
an
the-
Egyptian hero, right?
We had two actually.
Yes.
We have two.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Anna.
forgot about Mama.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot about Mama.
Helix is affiliated with the United Nations, but the base of operations is in Egypt. It's Cairo. But that might be because of the God program Anubis, because that is their core mission. Because they're also in Grand
But that also
Mesa, sorry. Yeah.
opens everywhere. No, sorry, I'm getting excited about this. But that's exactly it. It's like that. At the same time, they have a base of operations in Egypt, but they could have other bases that we don't know. Doesn't mean it needs to be someone from the same base, or maybe it is, and we get a third Egyptian hero.
Yeah, well, let
But
me,
I think that United
Wait.
Nations.
let me read out
we're
the
getting a
names
new-
of the members that we know. Sorry, the numbers of the Helix that we know about. Captain Khalil, then we have Captain Fariha Amari, then we have Izad, Mahmoud, Okoro, Tariq, and Saleh. I think Okoro is the only name that doesn't sound Egyptian in there. What is Okoro?
But
Okoro is an
three of
Omnic.
those people that you mentioned are dead,
Two, three?
technically.
Yeah, three of them.
Captain
yeah. Okoro,
Khalil
Okoro is also
deceased.
dead. Yeah, he's the Omnic that gets killed.
And so, and then we have three people left: Mahmoud, Tariq, and Saleh.
Yeah.
Are we figuring
I-
this out, guys?
I don't know. So Overwatch tends to release maps that have some kind of tie to heroes' backstory and stuff, right? Like coming up, we've got Japan and we've got Iceland. What's happening in Iceland?
What's happening in Iceland?
You need
What's
to watch
happening in
my
Iceland?
video
Is this
tonight.
an
If you want to know what's
Icelandic
happening in
hero?
Iceland, check my video
There
tonight.
you go.
Ooh.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a
exciting.
video ready that I'm publishing about the Iceland map with a theory on that.
Ooh.
coincidence. This is
Maybe they're
But
from...
who do we know from Iceland, D? Tell us. We need to know.
well, but Iceland, that is basically Watchpoint Grimsvatn, which is the high security or the high security prison that used to be Overwatch. And when the Patras Act was signed, that was shut down, and they kept high-profile criminals there. Like Doomfist was kept there. That is the place that he was kept.
Do they need security?
Yeah,
Do they need security?
They need security, exactly. So Helix could have been. I mean, if I look at the wiki, Helix was involved with Grimsvatn. They were responsible for securing Doomfist, but they also kept a lot of the Rogue God programs there until the Patras Act was signed, and then they were moved to Anubis was moved to Cairo, and the others were moved to the Atlantic Ecology. So a lot of them are kept there. We're going to go to Atlantic Ecology most likely. Alec didn't say a date, but he said that it's not happening this year, in 2027. And I'm kind of seeing a connection there. That my theory is that Chernobog is actually currently inhabiting Grimsvatn, and that he's actually kind of or they, I don't know, what is the sex of a god program? They are going to be wreaking havoc from out there. And that might tie it into Helix in some way. If Helix used to work there, kind of keeping things secure. So it might all be connected. It's most likely all going to be connected.
Yeah.
So are we saying Iceland Helix hero in summer clothes?
No. I'm really convinced that...
In a bikini.
Why does everybody need to have a bikini? For someone that... Oh, yeah, if you're from Brazil.
Everyone is hot. And we deserve to see it.
This is crazy.
I love that. That's
why.
That is the conclusion of this whole episode. Everybody is hot, and we deserve to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Title of this episode.
I think when it comes to the identity of the next hero, we're going to be finding that out in literally the next days, if not 2 weeks.
So soon. I can't believe it. It's like this season has just been so, I don't know, it feels like it's flown by because there's just been so much to look at and try out. So it's been, I can't believe we're almost at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
It's going to be like that from now on every single season, because we're going to get new heroes every single season. They're going to be doing changes every single season that are going to be impactful. Season? What is it? Season that are going to be impactful. So
it's the Jesus season.
The Jesus season, though. That's going to be the last one they do before they close down the servers. The what is it called? The Rapture? That's going to be the name of that season.
Rapture.
Yeah. Isn't that something like that? I don't know. I didn't pay attention when I was going for my first communion. But yeah, we're going to find out soon. The thing is, of course, our next episode is going to be right before the season, but that is going to be the episode that we're going to be talking to our guest, which is Connor, the voice actor for Hazard, who is going to be joining us, which is going to be very interesting. Yeah.
Things you love to see.
So lots of things coming up. So we're speaking to Connor next, and then our episode after that will be after the start of any season. So lots and lots to come.
Oh yeah. So make sure to definitely subscribe wherever you're listening. But we're doing good. I've been checking the numbers recently. We're doing good. We can't complain at all.
It's all about the weather talk.
I think that's it. People are just interested to learn what the weather is. I mean, what other podcasts can you
folks
listen
said,
to?
on the wrong day too.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us in the comments what the weather is at exact time that you're listening
to this and your location.
And where you are.
Yeah. Because this is such a global podcast that we have the weather all the way from Australia to the other end of the spectrum, which is London in this case, depending on which side of the planet you're going to fly by. Anyways, guys, I'm going to call it here because it's just gibberish at this point, especially on my end.
Yep.
And we went well over our time again, which is beautiful. We can't stop talking. Guys, thank you very much for joining. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Omnic Weekly. A huge thank you to our patrons. You guys are legends. And you too can join the Omnic Post family over on patreon.com/the Omnic Post. Subscribe to this podcast on whatever channel you are listening or watching this episode. You can follow the Omnic Weekly on Instagram and Twitter. For now, however, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Till next time, bye bye.